start recording, and then, hey, everybody, it's a Thursday night, July 18th. We're at the Davis Open Mic at the Netsulis Gallery with Will Alpers. He also featured for me at the Silver Lining. What was that, in February, right? Was it February?
Yeah, just a few months ago.
Yeah. And we're here with Keith Miller.
We're here with Keith Miller.
And we're going to ask Will some questions about the open mic. What brought you out here this evening?
I've been coming to this open mic in Davis for more than a year now. I think a year and a half. This started for me as a post-college venture, like a post-college activity to express myself, and I've been coming almost every time, like twice a month, sometimes once a month. It's a really good open mic at the John Netsulis Gallery with Dr. Andy.
Yeah, you're welcome to join. We're doing the field interview. So how'd you hear about the open mic? How'd you find it? You taking off?
When I was in college, I had Dr. Andy Jones as a teacher for a class. It was like a 1-unit seminar, so not a proper class, but like an additional class you can add to your class load for only 1 unit. And he advertises his open mic to all of his students. Which I think it's a good thing to bring in more college students and college age writers into the community here. So yeah, the man who hosts this mic I had as a professor.
Nice.
Right on.
I think a lot of people have that story too.
Yeah.
So you shared a couple of poems tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about them?
So, one poem I wrote a year ago. The other I wrote while I was traveling in Peru. I went to Peru for 1 month very recently. I very recently returned to the States from Peru. But the first poem I shared was very short. It was called Small Doggy, and it was inspired by an interaction I had with a very cute small doggy. It was like a Chihuahua, because my friend owned a Chihuahua a long time ago, and it was the cutest little dog, and it was a very like anxious, nervous, shaking dog. It was a Chihuahua that would shake all the time. So I wrote a poem about how this dog would shake.
Yeah, no, I like that poem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the imagery of it.
I recorded it. Do you mind if I share it with this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You can share it. It's one of the poems that's in my book. I self-published a book.
That's in the copy I got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I only printed 40 copies.
I got one.
It was I just spent my own money to print my own copies of a book that I self-published, and that poem about the dog is one of them.
Okay.
But yeah, one is about a dog, the other is about Lima, Peru. So I like
cool.
those two poems I brought out tonight.
Yeah, thanks for sharing those.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the open mics out here in Davis?
As far as poetry, this is the only one I come to regularly, because it's just so consistent. Dr. Andy's done this for 18 years, I think, which is an incredible streak.
Yeah, it's a good open mic.
For something, it's focused on poetry. Sometimes people bring music and songs, but this is definitely
Poetry.
Meant to develop poetry, which is very valuable. I've gone to the Sophia's mic sometimes, and that's also an excellent mic for like everything. It's mostly music
Okay.
that happens there. Like, it's more of like a generalist open mic where like it's mostly music, and sometimes you'll get the occasional poetry or stand-up comedy act I've seen there.
What night's that?
When is it? Or
Yeah.
It's every Wednesday. I think it's once a week, but only like 6 months out of the year.
Okay.
They
So got
do
a
it
season.
like really close by to us. Just a couple doors down from where we're sitting is the Sophia's Thai restaurant,
Okay.
and they host an open mic. So I've gone there, but really it's only here that I come to share. It's I don't think I can give enough praise to this mic just for its consistency, and it's
A lot of people say that about
it's
this.
like and
Yeah,
like
Dr. Andy's great.
yeah, and like the variety of voices. Like
Mhm.
there's a very dedicated community of poets that come here, and they like very different voices, different backgrounds, and there's always still people who are first timers. Like every so often I see first timers still, and like it's very well attended. Like
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
It's a good mix of talent. There's
Yeah.
experience, and then there's the young blood coming through.
Yeah.
Glowing recommendation from Will Alpers. If you aren't coming out to the Davis Open mic, you're missing something great.
So we've got our last question, and it's really not even a question. It's like, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'll just share in general, like, that I feel good about what this open mic and what poetry has done for my life and my creativity, because I never really engaged with creative projects until after I graduated college, because I was in college and focused on finishing undergrad and getting a degree, and really on not much else. And then I finished school and I was like, now what? This is confusing and life sucks and I don't know what to do. So like if this open mic wasn't here, then I would not have published a book. Like,
Or been featured for your poetry?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now I have more ideas for creative projects. Like, I'm beginning to make art and draw illustrations and cartoons and write stories, like, and some of them are inspired by poems I wrote. I am feeling my own poetry, my own poems, like, evolve into works that I want to put more effort into, like a novel or a story.
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally
Gateway
get it.
drug. That's what it is.
Like, so I guess my takeaway from that, and if I could share something, is like, go to whoever's listening to this, like, go to your local open mic.
Yeah, get involved.
Like look at open mics in your area and try something out if you have a creative idea that you have been thinking about.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it'll really just help. That's what I
You
have
get
to
back
share.
more than you give, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, all of it is like you what is it? You get out what you put in.
Uh-huh.
That's one of those cliche truisms that I've really come to see, like, wow, this is just true. It's not even worth making fun of. I would say poetry's like that. I see it as like a one-to-one of, like, well, it depends. But like, oh yeah, if I were to add anything else, it's just a message of go support your local open mic,
Fuck yeah.
or start your
Yeah,
own.
Love that.
Oh, there you go. I like
Start
that
your
too.
own. That's a
Love
great
that.
idea.
Thanks, Will Alpers, for sharing with us.
Thanks, man.
We're signing off. We'll talk to you soon. And if you haven't submitted your poetry yet, submit to gtfopoetry.com.
Let's go, GTFO.
Small doggy. When you palm a small doggy's back and feel their anxious vibrations, it gets transferred to you. Now you too are this shaking, nervous animal.